I think the most inspiring stories are true stories. And in this series, I sit down for a night after dark with high-profile Australians and chat to them about their own defining moments to shine a light on how that has shaped who they are today. When there was a little Gretel, what did little Gretel want to do when she grew up?
Little Gretel would have wanted to do all the things I have done, but had no idea she would be allowed to.
Why was that?
Because the world was a very different place then. Girls of a certain intelligence always went into law or medicine. The arts was absolutely not an option.
So you're at university. Well, you should do law. Does it work out?
I applied for law and got into that at New South Wales Uni, doing commerce law, which is ridiculous because I didn't even know what commerce was. What was that? Oh, that's a nice sounding word. I thought I'd find my people with the law degree, but I didn't. I simply couldn't keep doing that. It was the wrong place. I just knew intuitively that it was the wrong place. I was supposed to be this academic, but my instincts took me down another path. I started doing comedy accidentally. I did a serious poem. It was very serious. It was about relating pieces of cutlery to members of the family. It was called Splades. And I was performing it in a poetry night. And I thought it was serious and people started laughing. And that thrill, you know that, of people laughing that is a whole special level of communication. The most important thing was realising that doing something that you enjoy, that you love, you had permission to do that. There was no career plan. It was just, you did it because you were compelled to. But every time I was on stage, I was incredibly reluctant.
Well, where's the addiction? You feel like it's the right place to be, but you're not enjoying it.
I didn't know that expressing yourself was okay, that was enough. I was shy, I was embarrassed. I didn't know if I had talent. There were no measures. And then we must add to that whole scenario, of course, the femaleness. Your physical appearance was commented on way before anything else. And the nights were blokey, boozy comedy nights. That was tough. It was like, that's just where I had to be. So there was no enlightened moment where I was suddenly comfortable on stage. I developed those muscles through hard work and agonised introspection. I wouldn't recommend it for anyone.
A very successful writer, given the opportunity to write or perform live, what do you prefer? You got to choose one thing. What is it?
Ad-libbing on stage has got to be the most fun thing, isn't it? The first time that I stood on stage and thought I know how to do this was the very first time I did Big Brother, which is weird because that was total chaos. Nobody knew what was really going to go down. I can remember standing in the wings thinking, I know how to do this.
So you like the chaos a bit, though?
In my opinion, that's where you find out what you're made of. When you realise on stage to throw perfection away, they want to know what you're like when you've forgotten your script.
Yes.
They want to know what you're like when that person heckles. They want to know what you're made of. And that's the fabulous challenge.
When the role appeared, what was your view on it?
And they wanted me to audition for it, and I thought, it's ridiculous. Now, part of the reason I thought it was ridiculous because I was so old. I was 38, and there was no woman hosting a show by herself. Like, this just had waste of time written all over it.
How quickly did it become a thing?
The first night it was on, we were famous like that. And then just caught this train to another planet. Now everybody's looking at you to see who you really are, but it's not really you because you've got this much makeup on and this much contrivance. It was absolutely confronting.
Were you prepared for everyone knowing who you?
No. People love you who don't know you. People hate you who don't know you. If men asked me out, you would never know. Who were they asking out? You or the person on television? because you really do become a commodity in a lot of people's minds. Having said that, I'm really glad I experienced it. I wouldn't want to live there all the time. I'm glad I don't live there now. That experience opened up things that I otherwise would never have known.
What sort of things did it open the door for?
Well, I was a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador for 7 years, entertaining the troops around the world. That's pretty cool stuff. I ended up writing a trip I did to Antarctica.
Does writing give you a different freedom?
Now I love writing more than I've ever loved it before. When you do what we do, which is write about society and have that facility to watch, absorb, digest, which is what comics do, which is what writers do. We're witnesses to everybody's world. To have had as many diverse experiences as possible. Now I know that's a really important thing. We help to make people happy. We do live in a world where the arts are considered, anybody can do it. Anybody can write, anybody can paint, anybody can dash out a song. But to be an artist and have that passion that drives you, that's the magic.